everybody. I'm Jason.
I'm Stephen.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and today we're going to start the process of saving this 40-year-old barn. We recently had a major flash flood out here. Now, this barn has needed fixing for quite some time, but that put it on the fast track because it managed to wash out one of the rear poles. So it's been about a week since the flood happened, and since then the boys have already started removing a bunch of stuff out of the barn, because that's the first thing we need to do, is take everything out of the barn and start assessing all the damages and how many of the poles need to be reinforced and jacked back up. Let's get into it. Done? So all this pipe and conduit was out in the barn. The PVC was up on some makeshift rafters, and the steel conduit was just leaning against the wall. And the boys already moved all this stuff out and loaded the trailer, but we need the trailer for other stuff, so temporarily we're just gonna stick this pipe right here. Got rid of all the conduit. As you guys seen, we put it out front for now, and what's left in this side of the barn is just a bunch of scrap pieces of rebar, conduit. There's buckets. I mean, you all see what's in here. A lot of it moved around with the water, got knocked over, but most of this stuff is now going to go to the scrap yard because I'm not dealing with it. It's been in here for years and I never did use it, and that's why I brought it in here. So the scrap conduit, anything less than 10 feet, gone. Rebar, we're keeping it all because it's all handy. We pour a lot of concrete out here. And whatever else is useful, we'll try to save. Otherwise, all this stuff's going to the dump. And we're gonna continue cleaning this side out until we can drive the tractor clean through here with the box blade and smooth the floor out once again. It's full of sticks, debris, all kinds of stuff. And like I said, this back corner over here, this was never low like this before. I don't remember being able to reach up and touch this. So this back leg is rotten down there, and it looks like it shifted. It got pushed in with the water force, and whatever it used to be up on, it shifted off, and now this whole back corner of the barn's down. This door is all jammed up on the ground, so we're gonna have to take that door off, and we're getting rid of those doors permanently anyway. There's not gonna be doors back here anymore when we're done with this. And then we've got to pull out these two pieces of steel, which I brought home from a job site a long time ago. They're big I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of these or not, because that's a lot of steel, a lot of square tubing. And then we've got this last 212 parts tractor. Like I was just saying, we've got this last 212 parts tractor that is just basically buried. It's a pile, it's done. I'll probably keep the seat pan, the transmission, and the front axle off this thing, maybe the steering wheel. Other than that, this thing's going to the scrapyard. Let's keep moving. So we just got this thing out of the barn, and as you can see, it was pretty much, in my opinion, it was completely submerged. All this stuff was underwater. That's why these sticks are all over it. And there's no water in the oil, surprisingly. But this thing's essentially done. I'm gonna strip off the body panels, the front axle, and the transmission. Like I said earlier, maybe the steering wheel and whatever other parts we can use. Maybe the steering gearbox too. But other than that, the carcass, the shell, and the frame of this thing are gone. Let's get back out there and see what else we can pull out of there. thing we did was take out the log splitter. Stefan hauled that to the front, but then Mama started ringing the dinner bell and we went in and had dinner. It's getting late, it's about 7 o'clock tonight. So I think we're gonna call it for today, and we're gonna go ahead and be back in the morning. It's the next morning. We're gonna go ahead and continue cleaning out this side of the barn. I found a cool little ringneck snake. Good size, he's healthy. We're gonna go ahead and put him out where he'll be safe, so he doesn't get tore up in the barn when we run the tractor through. Be free, little buddy. So we're making good progress. We've got everything out of this section of the barn, and what we've got left on the ground is all this stuff in here, in this little back room. We got a rabbit hutch, a bunch of threaded rod, just some random pieces of pipe, stuff that's garbage now, and a bunch of that job site fence. We got to get rid of that. So we're gonna get rid of this stuff, and then hopefully we can start smoothing out the floor in here soon, because it is a sloppy mess still in here. The ground is soft, slippery, muddy. It's very pleasant. Let's get to it. So it's been a few hours and we got the barn cleaned out for the most part. We didn't take everything out of the loft yet, and we did not take all them wood scraps out of the wood room, as so we call it. But these little stalls in the middle and these two main drive-through areas are completely cleaned out. The next thing we're gonna do is take off the doors. And Stefan already started on that side over there a couple days ago. We pulled those doors off. We're gonna pull these off, and we're gonna pull the front doors off too. Because that's something I've never liked about this barn is the doors. Whoever put them on there, they were good at first, I'm sure. But as the barn has moved and shifted over the years, so a lot of these poles have sunk into the ground. And the doors, they change. Sometimes they drag, sometimes they don't. And they're getting flimsy from shoving them against dirt. So we're taking all the doors off this thing, and those are gonna be gone forever. What we're gonna do is get the tracks from Tractor Supply or wherever. I haven't priced it yet, I don't know what it cost, but we're gonna get the tracks so that we can have slider doors. I'll reinforce around the whole area, the opening on both of them, and from now on, those doors will be sliders. So the back doors are not ever gonna be doors again. We're gonna close those in, frame it in, whatever it takes. And we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do with the back of the barn at a later time. But right now, we're gonna drive the tractor through here with the box blade after we pull the doors off and smooth the floor out some. Let's get into it. Off the barn, and we're taking out the last little bit of firewood. We were going to leave that, but realized it's full of mud and debris from water flowing through it. We're going to pick up that last of that steel channel, but while he's doing this, I'm going to get started over there with the bucket and the box blade and start cleaning that aisle out over there. What do you think, Crush? Are you ready? Are you going to drive the 111 through here?
Yeah.
Super fast? All right, let's get into it. Fast in just got done doing the preliminary passes with the tractor, the box blade. Stefan had the 212 in here with the front end scoop. We managed to smooth it out pretty good and take down a lot of the big mounds that the flood created. And in doing that, I noticed, well, taking the doors off, doing that and everything else out here today, I've seen a lot more than I thought as far as the poles. Several of them, especially along the whole back, are just rotten and not even touching the ground in some cases. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Like for instance, right here. This pole is missing a lot of the bottom of it. The one over there in the corner, way worse. It's completely rotten and just gone. I guess the weight back here in the corner is sitting on the old boards that were outside, because this, you can see here, there's nothing left of this. So we got stuff like that going on. Come on over here. So this here is the side that took it the worst with the flood. The water came through here and pushed out what was left. So there's a baseboard here, it looks like, that goes along the whole length of the bottom of the wall. Well, that's pulled off all the poles. It is pushed out. That was from the current. It tore off that old roof metal that somebody had there. And you can see all the debris that was forced in through here. Well, that's what we're dealing with. And probably gonna try to, we're gonna give it some time to air out. Because right now, there is a beautiful breeze coming through here. Without the doors, it's just ripping through. And you gotta understand something too. It smells in here like mildew, mold. It's just nasty. So this place needs to air out. And before we even do too much more dirt work, all that out there is mud, and the tractor is just slipping and sliding around in it. It's hard to pull the box blade through it, and it's just clumping up. So it needs to dry out for another few days, I think, and we'll revisit this. In the meantime, the boys are gonna come in here with their trailers and their little tractors and get rid of this debris. We're gonna clear out underneath all these walls. And not all these are staying either. Some of these are just gonna go away because we don't keep animals in here. This is more of a storage for tractors and parts and things. We need to make it a storage unit for everything we've got in the front garage, which you guys have probably only seen like once. There's a whole bunch of material in there that I'm not throwing out. We have shelves for it in there. All that stuff's getting transplanted out here. Before it can go out here, we got to make sure it's structurally sound. We're going to fix the poles. We're going to jack this place up. We're going to use bottle jacks, concrete, whatever it takes. We're going to make it sound again, so we don't have to worry about it caving in or falling over. Otherwise, that's where we're at right now. And there's only one more thing I can think to do. Do it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. And if you have any comments, if you have anything to say about this whole place and what we could do, if you have ideas, please put them in the section below. Once again, I'm Jason.
I'm Joe. Stefan.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and we'll see you on the next one.